Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the first of many off-season 2-point conversion with my lovely co-host for this season, Courtney, soccer coach extraordinaire, nurse. She's got it all, dude. She's totally got it all. She's the full package. Hi, Courtney. How are you?
I'm only who I am because of you, Gladys. I follow in your footsteps, yo.
Oh, and let's just get like the business stuff out of the way. So Jeff isn't mad at me. Look at what I've done.
Oh, beautiful. Look at
Yeah,
that.
play
Hit it up,
underdog fantasy.
people.
Did you guys see the underdog fantasy commercials during the Super Bowl? Because the dog was so cute. Like he was like, "Tell your humans to go to underdog." And I'm telling you, go to underdog GF2 $100 match. And now's the time to do it because best ball fantasy football is going to be starting soon. I personally don't play it because I suck at it, but other people are really good. You get $100 match. You can play so many best ball games. And football isn't the only thing Underdog does. They do like every sport. They do the NFL, that's football, and they do the NHL, and they do the NBA, and they do MLB. Like if it has three letters, Underdog is probably in it. So go to Underdog now or do the QR code, and you will get $100 match for your betting pleasure.
Whoop,
Also,
whoop.
I know, right? If you're on Twitter, I for some reason others can. I can't see your tweets if you're talking to us, and we want you to talk to us. We want you to chat. So please move to a forum where you can join the chat because that is what we are here for. Well, actually, we're here to chat with each other, but you can join in if you want, and we would appreciate it. We'd like it if you do. And if you're watching on YouTube, oh, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to Going for Two. I don't know why you wouldn't because, good God, we cover every friggin' sport there is. Courtney and I will cover football. There's guys that cover Dynasty. You guys cover best ball that will help you. There's Doc has his own channel on Discord, and if you have any questions about any injuries, Doc is the man to talk to. I do another show on Thursdays that is all in mock draft. It has nothing to do with sports whatsoever. Come and join anyway. But yeah, smash the like button. Appreciate you. And now we are going to get started. Courtney, do you want to tell them anything about yourself besides you being a rabid New Orleans Saints fan? Are you going to the Super Bowl next year in New Orleans, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And how exciting is that? Mardi
I'm
Gras is going on right now, too, which is even more exciting. Like, I wish I was down there. I made a homemade king cake last night and it was
Woo.
delicious. It was delicious. So, nope, I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited to be here. Gladys, thank you for having me. And you can find me at Love Tractor 3 on Twitter. And that's about it. I love football. I love college football. I love NFL. So hit me up. I also like eating and drinking. So I'm always about some good recipes, and those are always fun. So I
We are
love
going
to
to do
converse
that.
with people. So y'all get on here and talk to us. This is our first show, and I know some of y'all want to complain about the Super Bowl. So let's do it. So let's
um,
do it.
wait, who's your college team?
Ole Miss Rebels.
Oh, okay. Um, so that's nice. That's nice. Yeah. So what we're going to talk about first, okay. I don't know if this is true or not because I was watching Pat McAfee, which I hardly ever do. I love Pat McAfee's trajectory. I really do. I love that how he's whatever, but I don't watch
Crazy.
his show. But on this show today, in the ticker underneath, it said that Rex Ryan has denied that Mike Zimmer is hired as the DC for Cowboys because the Cowboys are interested in him. Is that a true story? Do you know?
I have no idea either, but after yesterday at that the pregame show, it was that was he like threw Mike Zimmer under the bus.
Oh, really? See, I didn't
Yeah,
see the
he
pregame show
basically
because my dicks of dogs decided that, oh, wait, the game's starting in 5 minutes. Let's go out to the bathroom now. So I missed the
no.
pregame. I missed
So
everything.
I don't know the female anchor that's on there. If somebody knows her name, throw her on there because she's not one of our common ones like Aaron Andrews and all those. But she was sitting beside him through Rex Ryan. Adam Schefter announced it and then was like, and Adam Schefter was like totally like being like, Rex Ryan, you would have been great, but we're so happy that Mike Zimmer's going to be there. This is awesome, but blah blah blah. And then Rex goes, nope. He is not the defensive coordinator. I'm got a pretty good line on it. And he
Oh
starts
my God.
talking smack. And it's just he's basically like saying that he was like, and the girl was like, well, it always seems like people want to take you away from us, Rex, and we love you announcing with us. And he was like, well, if I'm only going to leave if it's the right job, and Dallas is the right job. And it's like basically telling all his co-hosts, sayonara, I don't really like you. I'm going to be here until something better comes along.
I so missed that. This is the show with Randy Moss, right?
I think so. I don't.
Yeah,
I
it's
think so. Yes.
her husband's an ex-football player. I know you're talking about blonde.
The blonde, yes, the blonde.
Yeah, she's always on there. I'm here for this because I'm not anti Mike Zimmer, but I do think that he's kind of a dick. So, and Rex Ryan makes me laugh. Hello, Josh. What's up? So I think I want more. I want more of this to happen. I want Dallas to go, oh yeah, by the way, Zimmer's not actually our DC. Although they did announce it. It wouldn't be the first time that someone was announced as an OC or DC or a head coach even, and then was like, nope, I'm sorry, that's not going. Plus, I think Rex Ryan's a great defensive coach.
Yeah, well, Mike Zimmer, Mike Zimmer's did a great job as a defensive coordinator, and he is good at it. But Rex Ryan's better. But Rex Ryan also hasn't been around for. What was the last time he was in any coaching position? Like 8 years, something like that.
It's been a minute, yeah.
Rex
Ryan. It's Cowboys, so I really don't give a flying ass. But
exactly. I do think it's pretty rude, and they're both professionals, and for him to throw him under the bus like that on national television when millions of people are watching, I'm kind of like, hey, dude, that's kind of what are you doing over there?
That would be the time to throw him under the bus, though. Like, you don't want to do it when no one's watching because then it's like useless. You want to throw him when everyone is watching, everyone's getting prepared for the Super Bowl, and everyone's going, oh my God, what did he say? I'm all here for that. That's just awesome. But I don't know. It's Jerry Jones too.
It is. And don't you think that Jerry Jones would have already had some type of press conference but honestly, maybe this is all a Jerry Jones play too, to try to get more people interested in the Cowboys in offseason and figure, you know what I mean?
Well, I know that Dan Quinn's like absolutely decimating their defensive positions, like with coaches. He's just taking them all to Washington, which is, I'm all here for that too. I just, this whole offense, like there are so many offensive and defensive coordinator changes. The AFC North, pretty much everyone in the AFC North has a new offensive coordinator except for Cleveland. Except for Baltimore. And I'm like, and we get Arthur Smith, the Steelers? Come on. Are you fucking kidding? I almost cried when I heard that. I literally almost cried.
I'm sorry. He is such, I know we all hated him last year because he just, he wouldn't let Bijan or Drake London or Pitts do anything. But, oh my gosh, he really is a bad coach. Like, he sucks.
And here's the thing. Like, if his temperament last year is like his temperament, like that's his personality, I don't see him in Steeler land. Like that and Mike Tomlin.
That's what I was about to say. Not with Mike Tomlin. He's such a strong guy,
He seems like Smith seems like such a douche, and I can't imagine Tomlin allowing that kind of behavior.
Agreed.
In his offensive room. And then I heard so he wants Tomlin wants a quarterback. I heard Ryan Tannehill, which I'm okay with Ryan Tannehill. I'm not okay with Russell Wilson.
No.
And I want Justin Fields. And I'm going to keep saying it every day. That's going to be my mantra until it comes to fruition. Justin Fields as a Steeler. Justin Fields as a Steeler. Justin Fields as a Steeler.
Yeah, but do you think that Chicago's going to really – do you think they're going to take Caleb Williams?
No.
No.
I don't think they're going to take Caleb Williams. And I think they're going to the asking price. Hi, Kyle. I think the asking price for Fields is going to be too high for the Steelers to actually be in the game for him. But I believe if I keep saying it, it's like the Tinkerbell thing. It'll happen. So I'm going to keep saying it until it doesn't happen, and then I'll stop saying it. But Justin Fields and
look, Kyle wants him traded too.
Yeah, Justin Fields in Pittsburgh is just my dream scenario for next year. Like, I don't even care what else they do with anybody else on the team. Justin Fields. If Justin Fields comes to Pittsburgh, that's all I care about. I will be happy. If they go 0-17, I don't care if Justin Fields is playing.
He would compliment Mike Tomlin very well. Like that would be a great fit.
And Mike Tomlin loves him. Like,
yeah.
I have to imagine the Bears will draft Caleb. Yeah, well, I mean, if they get rid of Justin Fields, they will draft Caleb Williams. But I mean, here's the whole thing about who was I talking to about this? I was talking to someone about this today. The draft process, and Brock Purdy is the glaring example right now, is a system process. It does, like, is Bryce Young really bad, or was he just in a system that did not complement his skill set and coaches who did not know what to do with his skill set? Correct. You know what I mean? Like Patrick Mahomes said today, Patrick Mahomes said today that he landed in he is not ashamed to admit he landed in the most opportune place. He's
Absolutely.
Like, this, he goes, this me here was the best fit I could have asked for. And that's just what it is. It's all about putting the person in the best place. Russell Wilson, I don't think he sucked. I think that it was the coach. I'm going to stand up. I will die on that hill. Like, I do not think Russell Wilson was as bad as the coach tried to make him out to be, because the coach was trying to put a square peg in a round hole. He's not Drew Brees. And I think it's all about, so everyone's like, Brock Purdy's, they're all system quarterbacks. They're all system quarterbacks. It just depends on what system they go into.
I agree with you 100%.
And Justin Fields in Pittsburgh, I'm just going to keep saying it. Justin Fields in Pittsburgh is what has to happen. It just has to. I can't, I would be so giddy. I don't even know. I don't even know. I would probably not even, it's not true. I'd play fantasy football. But, you know, because I don't ever draft. I try not to draft Steelers, because then I have like a vested interest.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a lot of pride fire in me, which I'm okay with. I also had a lot of, thank you, Arthur Smith, Kyle Pitts. Which,
God.
And now he's in Pittsburgh. Oh my God.
I just, you know, the way that just going back to what you were saying, like Mike Tomlin's such a man's man. Like he's just so, I always see him just, he's gritty. He's smart. He's tenacious. Like, and Arthur Smith, to me, he reminds me of a big baby who, if he doesn't get his way, he cries. Like, and I'm like, that to me just, that does not mesh. You have to have in your room, you have to have coaches that get along and complement each other. And I don't see the fit either. I'm not a Steelers fan. My mom's a diehard Steelers fan, and I'm not one. And I'm just like, why in the world would, because Tomlin had something to say there. Like, he did. He can't.
I hope he did. Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get that fit at all. And maybe it'll be completely different if he's only focusing on one aspect, right? But we saw what he did with the offense in Atlanta, and I just think it's just horrible. It's a bad match. Bad match.
It is a bad match, and
it's a bad match.
I hope that, like, before the season starts, Tomlin kind of realizes that and gets rid of him before it all happens. But I don't see that happening because of the Steelers' history. I want to know, anyone that's watching and listening, what was your biggest grievance about the Super Bowl? Because I'm hearing like really crazy things that I'm thinking I watched a different Super Bowl than other people did. I'm like, I mean, I missed the first, because of my dogs. I missed all the singing, the Audrey Day. I missed Malone. I think I heard the end of Rebe McEntire. But then one of the dogs had to go out again. So I saw the coin toss because I saw the kids from Hawaii or Maui.
Yep.
And I saw the San Fran lost the first coin toss, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. People are like, well, my grievance was Taylor Swift. I'm like, she was shown like 2 minutes. The game lasted like 3 fucking hours.
Yes.
The funniest thing to me was after they showed Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds tweeting, "Has anyone seen my wife? Does anyone know where she is?"
That's funny.
I
secretly love Ryan Reynolds. He is so adorable.
Not a secret. I love him.
He's
I
so good in everything he does. I love
I
him. I
know,
love
and
him.
he's so funny. Like,
He's
his
so
sense of
good.
humor is
He's so good.
I hope
Love
that
him.
he's like that all the time. Like, I hope it's not just a show.
I think it is. I think it
Yeah?
is. All right. Well, if nobody wants to jump on, I'll tell you my grievance. I absolutely, and look, I am not a Chiefs fan, but I do know that, yeah, they did something pretty miraculous. I mean, the defense, the 49ers were all over them. They were
Yeah.
rushing and blitzing Mahomes. He did not look comfortable. He was off his game. I mean, Kelsey had one reception in the first half, one, right? But you know what really, really got me? And I know a lot of people are gonna, say like, well, it's football and they're men and it's egos. But when Kelsey got up and pushed and got in Andy Reid's face, it pissed me off because Andy Reid, you think he's not smart? Do you think he doesn't know what he's doing? Travis Kelsey? Like, he's the coach. He is the man that you are supposed to respect, and you should allow him to do his job. And you do your job. Get in your lane and do your job. But the fact that he got up in his face and pushed him, he should have been fined for that. Like, there should be fines that come out for that. Like, to me, that's just complete and blatant disrespect. And I understand he was frustrated, but man, nah, that wasn't cool in my eyes at all. At
Could you
all.
imagine if Stephon Diggs did that? If
Yeah,
they showed they wouldn't
it
have
would have
stopped
been a
talking
different
about it. They
story.
wouldn't have stopped talking about it.
Nope.
And they
And
just kind of glossed over it. Like,
yep, because at the end, Andy Reid being the great man that he is, I love Andy Reid. I do. I think he's one of the best coaches in football. He's a great guy. I don't like the Chiefs, but I do like Andy Reid. But the fact that he was like, it's okay, we're buds. No, bullshit, Andy Reid. That's not okay. This is a business, and you are the boss. And I know good and well that he doesn't talk to you like that in the locker room. I guarantee you he doesn't. And the fact that he did it on national television, not okay.
do you think
Not
it would have been different if they lost?
I don't. Yeah, probably. I think it would be a lot different if they lost. I think it'd be talked about a lot more. And I don't know. And they'd probably be calling for fines. They'd probably be, Roger Goodell needs to fine him or whatever. But I think it was absolutely ridiculous. And I think that Kelsey needs to retire. It's not like he did great anyway. So just go ahead and get out of there. Go ahead and get out of there.
There were rumors, right, that he was thinking about retiring.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he won't. He'll come back because he thinks they're going to win again. But
when I saw it in real time, I was like, because he almost knocked him over. Like,
yes,
Kelsey's a big guy, and you can tell that he caught Andy Reid by surprise. Like, he came from his blind side almost. And the fact that McKinnon came over and steered him away, I was like, that's not cool. Because what if Andy Reid would have actually fallen?
Yes, he's a big man. He could have broken a hip.
Yeah, and that's right. And it's like, Kelsey. Here's my whole thing. I've always liked the bearded Travis Kelsey. Like, when he shaved off his beard mustache, it was really scary, and I refused to even think about it. So that's like an aesthetic thing. Like, I think Kelsey is a good-looking man, and I think that he is I think he's a great tight end. I also think that as his what is it called? QR has ascended, that he has lost a little bit of the humility that made him a great person or a great tight end. You know what I mean? That Kelsey, it's like Kelsey is reading Kelsey's press clippings, and they're good. They're all good because of the Taylor Swift effect. And he's starting to believe that he is
untouchable,
more than what he should be. And it's kind of annoying to me that everyone's on, oh, it's okay, it's like the heat of the moment. It's the heat of the moment because everyone is on Kelsey's jock. But if it were like Stephon Diggs or even like Kadarius Toney on their team, no one would have glossed that over. And you can't gloss it over because he's a good player. That doesn't matter. I don't care how Patrick Mahomes wasn't up in his face, and Patrick Mahomes is way better than you are, Travis. You know what I mean?
Think about a couple games ago. Remember when it was the Bills game
and he threw his helmet.
He didn't throw it at anybody.
No.
He didn't throw it at the coach. He threw it at the bench. And I understand that still. And he looked like he did everybody was like, oh, he looked like a baby or whatever. But he didn't take his aggression out on someone else. And that's, I'm sorry, Andy Reid hasn't gotten where he's gotten because he's not good, and just like Kyle's saying about the tight end who was out there. Yeah, it was Noah Gray, wasn't it? And I actually think Noah Gray's a pretty decent tight end. He's just in Travis Kelce's shadow.
Right.
But when Travis Kelce's not out there, Noah Gray does a great job. I actually have Noah in a couple of dynasties, and I am more than willing to hold on to him because I think that I hate to say it, but I do think that Kelce's time it's getting up. He's I don't know. Go ahead and just retire. Let's just
Well,
retire.
I mean, they were holding him until Greenlaw hurt himself.
Mhm.
Like Greenlaw and Warner had Kelce under wraps. When Greenlaw went out, and this is nothing against his replacement, whomever he might be, but you're Greenlaw's second for a reason. And when
Yes.
Greenlaw went out, it kind of opened the door for Travis Kelce. Kelce, I just, it bothers me that he thinks, or that he comes across as thinking, it's like the Russell Wilson effect, right? I'm going to straddle that line between being a really good player and a really good celebrity and a really
Mhm.
popular celebrity. And I think that's a lot of Russell Wilson's problem, is that he's more interested in being a celebrity than he is being a really good quarterback, which is another reason I don't want him in Pittsburgh. But I think my whole Pittsburgh season could just like go up in shit. I could just see it. Russell Wilson coming, Arthur Smith, the OC. Yeah. But I think that Kelce is at that stage now where it's a really good celebrity, and that makes me a better football player. And that's just that's crap. It's
Yeah.
it just irks me that everyone's on Taylor Swift's nuts, and
Mhm.
it's Travis Kelce. He's the one that's acting like a fool out there. He's the one like getting up on the stage. What was that?
Yes.
What is wrong with you? What
Did
is
you see?
wrong with
Did you see afterwards when I saw it today going around? Oh, a couple things. I think I saw it on Twitter where he did the na 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 na.
No.
Hey, like at
No.
like 2 a.m. at a club and he's like, get out of here, 49ers, get out of here.
Did you see Marshawn Lynch? Oh my God. Marshawn Lynch went through I don't even know what casino it was, and he would go up to people and he was like, are you a 49ers fan? And they go, yes. He goes, fuck you. And he had to always say he went through, and because people knew it was Marshawn Lynch, they're like, oh my God, you're so funny. But he did it like to 10 people, and I'm like, oh my God, only Marshawn Lynch would get away with doing something like that.
I love him, and he probably had a pocket full of Skittles at the same time. I love him. I love him so much.
I don't. Yeah, apparently Patrick Mahomes told them that if they won, Vegas would be on him. So yeah, so they had Rashid Rice was on an after show, and they mentioned it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm holding him to it because he makes way more money than I do." And so
I think he got I saw today that like the bonus that he got was like astronomical, and I was like, whoa.
I know, right?
Whoa.
I mean, it's nice to win, but it's also nice to get a check that has like 7 zeros behind it or 6 zeros behind it because you won the Super Bowl. I mean, I was Tom Holland. There's like 2 Tom Hollands, like, right? There's one that the Spider-Man kid, and then there's an English actor who is playing in that Truman Capote and the Swans.
Okay.
Whose name is also Tom Holland. He said by accident he got his bonus check, the kids from, he goes, it was more than I'd make more than I make in like 2 years. He goes, there were so many zeros, and I opened it, and because it had his name on it by accident. And I'm like, I cannot imagine getting a bonus check. I know, right? I'm going to have to cash this right now. Please. Here's my ID. Cash it.
I'm going to go live on an island somewhere.
I know. He's not going to miss it. Like, it's a bonus check. So he already got paid for doing his job. It's a bonus check worth like $1 million. We're good.
That's amazing.
But I'm pretty sure Mahomes' bonus check was worth way more than that because
it was. It was like comparable to like, it was like a picture of like the bonus check or like a brand new, like, I don't know, like I don't know cars, but like a Corvette, like something super sleek and fancy. And I was like, Whoa, whoa.
Oh, the Lamborghini, the bonus
Something
check.
like that. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was just a picture. Hold on. Kyle said Mahomes is slated to make 34 million in the upcoming season.
But what was his bonus for winning the Super Bowl, Kyle?
Yeah, can you look that up for us, Cal?
I know he can. Kyle knows everything. Kyle's like this, the nice. It is a nice figure. 34 million is.
And I mean, how much was Purdy making this year? I think it was only 800,000.
Yeah. Like it was like rookie minimum because he was like he's like, no one expected. I'm sure when he got his first check before he, started, he was like, oh, this is pretty good. And I'm third string,
Yeah.
making 100,000 divided by times carry the one, probably what, 24 in your, because they only get paid during the season.
Mm-hmm.
So what, 4 months, 5 months? And it's probably what, 2,400 in your account every Sunday?
Take it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, that's fine with me. I can live off that. I can make that.
100%.
I can make that happen.
100%.
Just
Looks like he got 1.25 million for winning the Super Bowl. That is ridiculous.
for winning the Super Bowl.
And that's not including the endorsements. That's not including everything he's going to do for the next 3 months, and be on every single State Farm and blah blah blah, that he can get his hands on. That's ridiculous.
Everyone who knows me knows I follow like all these crazy dogs on Instagram.
Yeah.
And these are dogs that people use their voice. And then one dog, Derek, he's like, Dad, do you know that the State Farm rep is playing in the Super Bowl? And he's like, no. He's like, how did they get him? Did they like go bundle? And they were like, look at his arms. I bet he's a good. And then he goes, you know what's going to happen in draft season? Pittsburgh's going to draft. Yeah, they're going to draft. And it's like some kind of tool maker or something. I'm like, this is ridiculous, but I love it. But yeah, I mean, 1.25 million, and it's probably not even close to what they spent in Vegas last night.
Oh God, could you imagine? Oh my gosh.
No, could not. I could not imagine.
That would be fun just to live in their shoes for one day. That would be fun. Gosh, that would be fun.
I was there during this guy was talking about Kobe, and he was saying they were playing, and Kobe was like some bar or restaurant that's in LA. He was like asked the guy was on the opposite team. He's like, "Are you going?" And he's like, "No, like I can't afford that, man." And he said all during the game, Kobe was like, "Dude, are you going?" And he's like, "No." And he goes, "They won." And after the game, Kobe's like, "Go ahead, go. You guys go." The whole team went. Kobe didn't go. He said after like time to go, the server bought a check to him. And he goes, the check was like $340,000. And he goes, and she goes, you need to sign this for Mr. Bryant. So Kobe Bryant took care of this whole bill and he wasn't even at the party. And I'm like, I can't even imagine. I can't, even as bartender, I can't imagine giving someone a check with that many zeros.
No. Did you hear about, I don't remember what rookie it was, and I just completely, maybe Kyle can look it up for us. I saw it going around that in New York that Odell was paying for the rookies, would like slip them money. So that they could go out and stuff, and would give them like a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, just so that they could go hang out and not have and like act like they were paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is super cool. Like I think that is
super cool.
Paid forward. It's not like these. I mean, some of these rookies might not even make it. Right? They might not make it past that couple. That rookie deal or whatever, and they probably are paying back mama or buying mama a house or whatever the case.
Exactly.
I thought that was really cool to hear that. I was like, that's special.
I did love Odell until I found out he was dating Kardashian, and then I kind of like lost a little.
Yeah.
I know, right? I'm like,
I agree.
Come on, Odell.
I just lost some respect for you there, buddy. Thank
you. I lost a lot of respect for you, buddy. I read Kyle. Travis Kelce was on his show with his brother. He was talking about when his rookie year. Like now they give them like monetary information. This is how much you're going to make, and this is how. He goes, they didn't do it like when he entered his rookie year, and he basically spent like his first 3 checks on tennis shoes. He's like, I didn't know. I thought they'd keep coming, and I had no money, and so I had to like go back and live with mom and dad for a couple months because he had spent like all his money on shoes, and I'm like, okay. First of all, I'm not a shoe person, so
No,
to me, that's like a ludicrous. Speaking of which, was absolutely awesome at the halftime
loved
show.
him.
Oh,
Loved him.
listen, I was so happy when he came out. Him and her, Ludacris and her were like, I because when she came out, I'm like, I know that. Who's? And then I'm like, she started playing. I'm like, oh my god, that's her. And
I
she,
also loved Little John because I just love Little John. When he was just, he's in the crowd, and I'm just like, yes, let's go. Let's go.
I thought it was a good show. I really did. I mean, I think there was something wrong with Alicia Keys' sound system when she
Yes.
first started playing, and I was
Yes.
like, oh, that's not good. But then her came out and Ludacris came out, and I forgot all about it. But when Luda
But
came out,
I was disappointed in the beginning though. You couldn't hear Usher. I don't think it was a good song choice. I really thought that he needed to come out strong, then maybe go a little bit low and then finish strong like they did. But I
Mhm.
wasn't, there was something going on with the sound. I agree. And it was, you couldn't hear it, and it was muffled. It was weird. I don't know what was, I didn't know, but I'm not a sound person,
right?
but I didn't hear it.
I
There was something weird. There was something weird going on for sure.
Yeah, it was because like Luda's sounds good. Luda's sound
Yes.
sounded good. Her sound sounded good. Little John actually sounded good.
He did. I loved it. I loved his energy. I loved it.
And when Usher came out on skates, I'm like, please don't fall. Please don't fall.
Okay, hold on. Hold that thought. Did you see the meme going around of the
No.
dodgeball tournament versus you remember you know what I'm talking about? Dying. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I gotta
I'm
find it.
sorry, I missed that. Yeah, the guitar solo was absolutely friggin' fantastic.
Ooh, I gotta
She
find
shredded that. I love her. But yeah,
Oh
when he
my
came
God.
out on skates, I'm like, oh no. Oh, is this really a good idea?
Somebody's breaking an ankle. Somebody's breaking an
I
ankle.
know. Is this really what we want to do on that stage there, Usher? I was really surprised that Justin Bieber didn't come out. Like that's the one person that because didn't Usher discovered Bieber, right?
Yes, and he was there, and he was in the, and everybody was talking about it.
Oh, he was there. He was at the
He
game.
was there. Yep, they showed him. He was up. He was with I don't know.
Haley.
He was up there with his wife and somebody else, but he was there. Yep, he was there.
See, I was really surprised Justin Bieber didn't come out. Like that's the one person I thought would actually come out for the halftime show with Usher.
Okay. Okay, this is we're not gonna be able to see it, but do you see the dodgeball?
Yeah.
Dodgeball outfit, and then who wore it better, and they're the exact same outfit.
It is the exact same outfit.
It is. Look at it. Go back and look at it. They have the purple abs on there and everything. It's the same outfit.
Oh, Usher.
Oh
Oh.
gosh, I'm sorry. That was just really funny.
It, it is. Usher, but it was a good show. I would give it like a solid 7.
Yeah,
And
it was good.
it was good, and there were just a lot. And his catalog is so like he's been doing this a long time. There's no
Yes.
way that he's playing, every song that you want to hear because his catalog is huge, huge.
True.
And I think that he did the right thing by bringing out Ludacris and bringing out
Mhm.
her and bringing out Alicia Keys. And I just wish Alicia Keys' sound had been so much better.
It was
I
gorgeous.
love Alicia Keys. Oh yeah,
It
she
was
looked really good.
it was gorgeous with the red and with the, I mean, it was gorgeous, but it was off, and like it almost I feel like her voice cracked a little bit too. Like it was just off.
It was, and that made me very sad. And I almost stopped
Mhm.
watching, and I'm like, I'm gonna stick to it. All right, your favorite commercial?
Well, you and I agreed on it. I actually loved the Dunkin'. I
Dunkin'
loved the
commercial.
Dunkin's commercial
Oh.
with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
And
Tom
Tom
Brady, I could
Brady?
have done without, but I loved it. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh my God, I love. I'm not. Tom Brady, but that
Yeah.
him and those glasses on the piano, and J Lo going, Tom, you can stay. That was that was the best part. It would have been my second favorite had I not seen the Jason Momoa commercial before. Like I had
Oh,
already seen it,
That
where he
was
did
pretty
the
funny.
flash dance. Yeah, and
That was pretty funny.
Jennifer Bills.
That was pretty funny.
What was your least favorite commercial?
Gosh, there was so many of them because they really, honestly, I didn't think they were very good. I
They-
thought this year they were really, they
Yeah.
weren't that good. But I don't know. He's talking about the Phoenix. I don't know. I liked the bird one in the beginning where all the Eagles and the Ravens were flying and they
Oh,
were,
see, that was my least favorite.
oh, see, I thought it was funny only because I liked it at the end when he caught the little football and he was like, a little rookie.
I know. That was one of my least favorites. I'm like, no.
I also really hated the mayonnaise commercial with the cat because it made me want to throw up because like as the girl's like eating mayonnaise and she's like, "Ooh," and the cat's like mayo and I'm like,
Oh, the girl from SNL.
yeah.
Yeah, that was annoying. That was an annoying commercial.
They just were weird. They weren't good this year. I just don't, and I love the commercials. That's usually like a really fun. And I mean, is it just because they're too expensive nowadays, or because I don't know? I thought they were. I don't think they were good. That it was disappointing.
It was. They were. If you can only pick out like someone today said they thought that the commercial with Stone Cold where he gets the mullet, so it's partying. Wait,
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was like stupid. I
Yes.
really, really did, especially with the dog with the mullet. I'm like, that's just that.
What would have been Will Levis's favorite commercial? The mayo. Oh, the
The
mayo.
mayo commercial. I just thought it was really, it was subpar. The commercials were subpar,
They were.
and
were.
it was very disappointing because it's one of the main reasons I watch Super Bowl.
Agreed.
is
Agreed.
For
Well,
the commercials and halftime show, at least halftime show was good.
agreed.
And then, what do you think about? And I don't know, the 49ers saying they did not know about the overtime rule. I'm like, even if that were true, I don't know that I would admit that. I don't know if that would be something that I would have admitted.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I saw that going over, and there were so many people, like all the like defensive guys were like, what happened? Like, what's still going? And all the defensive guys like admitted that they had no clue what was happening. And then it's like, but okay, so Kyle, you say no one knows about the players never know
That's
about
not true.
overtime rules,
I don't think
but
that's
all
true.
the Chiefs said that they worked on this, and Andy Reid talked to them about it for like the last 3 weeks. So maybe they're BSing us and saying that they did because blah blah blah. But I think I wouldn't have admitted it either. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you kidding me? I would have.
Well, the Chiefs are the reason for the new overtime rule, so I
Yeah.
could see them knowing it. But I mean, I knew the new overtime rule because the Chiefs were the reason for the new overtime rule. So when Warner won the toss and he said, "We'll take the ball," I was like, "Oh no,
Yes,
that's not a good choice."
you defer that so that you can know what to do.
I know. And that's right then I thought, does he think that if they score, they win? Because that would be the only reason against Mahomes and them that you would take the ball. Because you're giving Mahomes like everything that he needs. Like he
Yeah.
knows if he has to get a field goal, he knows if he has to get a touchdown.
And I can't imagine the ref didn't say something like in the beginning, like this is the new overtime rules. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Well,
he didn't.
he didn't. He just said that overtime is just like a new game, is what he
Okay.
said. He
Okay.
didn't say. And maybe I'm thinking of college, but I thought even in the old rules, if you only scored a field goal, the other team still got the ball. Is that just college?
That's college, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, you guys didn't. You scored a field goal. They would have gotten anyway. But yeah, as soon as Warner.
Yeah, but I think that's the.
As soon as
Now I'm thinking too much into it, but I know that it's now. Yeah, but no. Regardless, you always defer the ball because you want to know what they're doing. You want to know your game plan. You want to be better set up. And I mean they totally. I mean the 49ers just fell apart right there. They just completely fell apart in overtime. They it just completely. They missed the block for Chris Jones on the 3rd and 4 down there, and they just. I feel like it was. They just let go. They did not play. They played for the game and not for everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't put into their bodies that we might have to play in overtime. They were done. I don't think that they.
I think they were done in the fourth
Maybe
quarter.
that's all on Kyle Shanahan. Maybe that's all on Shanahan.
Yeah, I think they were done in the fourth quarter. Like
Yeah.
I for some when Mahomes tied the game,
Hmm.
or when they were going down to tie the game, I was like, this game is over. Once you let him get that close,
Yeah.
and the 49ers weren't moving the ball. I think I read some stats somewhere where they had 1 yard on third downs in the second half. Like that's or -1 yard. They were not moving the ball for whatever reason. And maybe it is a Kyle Shanahan thing. I don't like I, I feel bad for Shanahan because now you have this incredible ugly stat where
Yes.
3 Super Bowls,
Yes.
10 points or more, and you lose. I
Yes.
mean, you may be the greatest offensive mind ever. That's not a good stat. And it wasn't the defense didn't let you down.
Yeah.
Like,
No, at 100% they didn't let you down.
yeah, I mean, I I just I don't know. It's like the Lions game, right? The Lions played so good that first half. Like, but there was always that feeling this isn't going to last. This
Yep.
cannot possibly last. And I think that was the same way on a greater scale with the 49ers. Like as soon as they came out in the second half and you saw that Kelsey was starting to get into the game and the on third what was it, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, where Mahomes ran like right up the middle. Like there was no one there. I'm like, this cannot last.
And the problem is, and this is for any sports, right? If you are the one that continues to make the mistakes, it is hard to bounce back. And granted, the Chiefs made a ton of mistakes too, right?
Mm.
But the Chiefs also, and I guess it's the better coach, right? And I guess it's the better quarterback. But they made some mistakes, but the Niners kept making those small little mistakes. And when you start making like Moody missing the extra point, right? Like I'm not a kicker, but you got one job. I hate it when kickers miss crap. Like that's why we're number two, right? You got one freaking job. And they said it was a bad snap. So as the kicker, you have to adjust to that bad snap because they said it came off his ankle. Like you have one freaking job, man. Like you can't make mistakes like that in the Super Bowl, like missing an extra point and think you're going to win the game. Come on.
Plus, when you look at it, Mahomes won with MVS and McCole Hardman.
Yes.
And you're looking at San Fran, and you've got George Kittle, you've got Debo Samuel, you've got Brandon Ayuk,
Yes.
Christian McCaffrey.
They didn't give McCaffrey the ball enough last night
Oh,
at
I
all. I
know.
know he got stuffed a lot, but that's your main guy, dude. Like, why are you trying to? I don't know. I think there was a lot of mistakes, and you got to blame it on the coach, right? When it comes down to
Well,
it.
here's what I mean. I think that sometimes we forget, like these people that we watch play on TV in a box are human, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you've got to like Shanahan's got to know in his head. Okay, I've been in 2 Super Bowls, and one we were up by a hellacious amount of points, and I managed to, and we lost, and the other. So, does he become like stage fright? Do
Yeah.
you think I'm coaching against Andy Reid, who's won like 3 of these? Do I do something different? Because Christian McCaffrey, everyone in the universe knows the best player on your team. And that's a team with a lot of good players. Like a lot of good players. Like you have Ayuk, who was pretty much held useless. Kittle, who pretty much is like first in yards after catch for tight ends.
Uh-huh.
I mean, none of these. Juwan Jennings threw the touchdown pass. Juwan
Yes.
Jennings caught the touchdown pass. Now,
Yes.
I mean, I just wonder if Shanahan goes, it's happening again. It's because he's got to think that, like,
Yeah.
just just because, yeah, I know, Jamie. They should have fed him a lot more. They should have. He should have been the only one to see the ball in the fourth quarter.
Let's get serious. Top to bottom, the 49ers have the better team on paper, period.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, of course, not at quarterback, right? But top to bottom, that was the better team on paper. I mean, that the better players, the better. I mean, they had Pacheco, Rice, just like you're saying, Hardman, MVS. Like, I just think that it's hard. It's hard to come back from mistakes like that, the dumb mistakes they made.
Yeah,
they had Mahomes' number that entire first half. He looked like he did not look like Mahomes. He was scrambling. I mean, what Chase Young got him intentional grounding, right? Like he was scrambling for his life, and the offense just didn't come up for him, and it just for the defense, and that just sucks.
And it does.
You can tell I wanted the 49ers to win.
I didn't realize how much I wanted the 49ers to win until they lost. And I'm like,
well, I did. You know, I'm outside of San Francisco. I'm only 4 hours, and I'm not a San Francisco fan, but I am, you know, I like the history there. I love Joe Montana. I love Jerry Rice. Like, I love that whole history of, you know, I saw him play, you know, at both facilities, you know, and everything. I've seen him at Levi Stadium. I saw him at the old one, a Candlestick and everything. So, because it's just close, right? But I would say maybe every now and then I'm a bandwagon fan that if they're on, I'll watch them, I'll root for them and stuff. But they should have won. I mean, they should have won that game.
They should have won that game.
They gave Mahomes too many chances to get in there and do it, you know?
I mean, yeah. And now Mahomes won MVP and probably rightly so.
Yeah.
But their defense, I'm sorry, their defense kept them in that game. Like yes, he showed up and he showed out in the third and fourth quarter, but the first half, that defense kept them in that game.
Yep.
Like, the 49ers were, like, I think Kyle said, they were inefficient in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't, if you're not scoring touchdowns, if you're only scoring field goals and Mahomes is the quarterback coming after you, that's like when they scored the field goal in overtime, I'm like,
my gosh,
this game's over.
Why didn't you go for it?
I know this game is over. Are you kidding me? The whole overtime.
Sitting there, I'm sitting there baffled. I'm like, you just gave Mahomes back with like whatever 8 minutes left? Like, what is happening right now? Do you think you're going to stop him? Because you haven't. The last, you know, the quarter before that you didn't, and you go for a field goal.
And someone, I think it was the McAfee. Like, the time didn't matter. Like, they could have, like, they just had to stop him, and they couldn't stop him on 4th and 1 in overtime. Like,
this is my point. Why aren't we coaching a team somewhere, Gladys? Because we know what's going on.
Good God, no. Good God, no. I'm like, no fucking way. I couldn't take the pressure.
I won money on Juwan. I won money on Juwan because I was like, they've been playing these big plays to him the last couple games and stuff. So I put down money on him. I mean, I only won $20, but I won some money on it.
Still didn't lose.
I won some money on
Juwan in our Going for Two collaboration Juwan was the player of the game that you needed to watch.
Yeah, however, you said that the last couple of weeks. You love Juwan.
I do, and I did, and I still do. But geez, I just don't understand why you think I think they asked Shanahan why he took the ball in overtime, and he was something like the third time we wanted to get the ball the third time, or that's like what we do by analytics, and it's like, and I think somebody said this, Orlovsky maybe. It's like the Dan Campbell thing. I understand why Dan Campbell went for it on 4th and 1. Like, his stats for the whole season going on 4th and 1 were really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gotta be a situational thing, right? You're in the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes on the other side of you. Give Mahomes the ball so you know what you have to do in order to at least maybe tie it again.
Yes.
Because I love Fred Warner so very much. Like, he's like taken over Max Crosby's #1 spot for me. But when he said, "We'll take the ball," I was like, "Oh my fucking God."
100%. I think everybody was, because they had not been efficient. Just like Kai was saying, they had not been efficient. But the fact that was the other mistake. They didn't go for it. How do you not go for it? It's the freaking Super Bowl, and you're in overtime already. You have to go for it.
Do you think Shanahan didn't know the rules too?
There's no way. And if he comes out admitting that, He
He
should not be
can't.
the head coach anymore.
He can't admit that. Like
That's your
I,
job.
I'm surprised the players admit it. Like I would not. That is not something I would have said. Yeah, I didn't know the rules.
Yeah, but if that got leaked somehow, you know what I mean? Like if it got leaked that Shanahan didn't know or that Shanahan whatever.
Oh my god.
Bye-bye. You're not a head coach anymore because that's your job. That's your only job is to know every single solitary rule. That's your job.
Well, I mean, it's also his job that his players should know.
True.
Like that his players didn't know. That's on Shanahan too. I mean,
Yeah. But do you think now they're just in? I mean, what's the better? I'm embarrassed because I didn't know the rules, or I'm embarrassed because I lost. And now I'm going to make an excuse, right? Like, what is it? Which one is it?
I don't. Wouldn't you be embarrassed to lose to Patrick Mahomes though? I mean, I don't care who he has on his team. This is like what, his third Super Bowl, third
Mhm.
MVP, twice MVP in the league. I mean, he's like I don't know that I think I would take the embarrassment of losing to Patrick Mahomes over the embarrassment of not knowing the basic
Yeah.
rules of a game that I'm playing in, especially the biggest game of the year.
Yes. Again, you're a football player. That's your job.
That's your job. Know the rules.
Just like the kicker. That's your freaking job. Kick the ball.
They said there were like what two kicking. They broke two.
Yeah, they broke a record like 57. Yeah.
Yeah, like first Moody broke it, and then Butker broke it, of course, because Butker's money. I don't know. The 49ers should not have lost that game. And the fact that they did lose it makes me very sad because now I have to hear all off season about how great Patrick Mahomes is.
Mhm.
And then they'll be showing Brittany Mahomes, who only claim to fame is that she is married to Patrick Mahomes and puts out babies. I can't take it.
With you.
Yeah.
So Kyle says the advantage of going first in overtime is that it's a tie after 2 possessions. You get the next drive to win it sudden death with any score. Yeah, but Kyle, I think that the issue here is that it's Brock Purdy versus Patrick Mahomes, and I think that you have to take the defer so that you know what you have to do, right? Like I just think that in this scenario, if it was a different scenario, say it was Lamar versus Mahomes or whatever, then I could maybe see that. But I think they made the wrong decision there.
Because and I'm not taking anything away from Brock Purdy. I think he had a decent game, but they weren't moving the ball, and they weren't letting McCaffrey move the ball. So,
Correct.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. You give it to Mahomes. If he scores, you still get another chance. It's not like before when the Bills and Mahomes scored and the game's over. New rules, you get another chance. I mean, I don't think they thought it through. I don't think they thought it through, and that bothers me too. From the field goal, that it might have paid off, but they couldn't stop Mahomes. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And here's what I think: if they had given Mahomes the ball when they were on that 4th and 1, they would have kicked the field goal and not gone for the touchdown because they had the ball first. I mean, if Mahomes had the ball first, they were in field goal. They were in field goal before he threw the ball to McCall Harmon. 4th and 1, you're going to kick the field goal and try to stop them because their defense had. Red zone problems. They were not scoring touchdowns.
No. I mean, it was a blown play too. I mean, Chris Jones, nobody blocked him, and so he just rushed right through. I mean, Ayuk was open over here, and Jennings was open here, and it was just, I mean, it should have happened. There should have been a touchdown there, but Chris Jones came straight through. It was like, oh, I'm just gonna let him run. He's like the best defender over there. Like, right through. I mean, that's what happened. Ayuk was wide open. He was wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, he just didn't have enough time to get it to him.
Because no one blocked Chris Jones.
I feel bad for them because I think they thought they had won the game, or they thought, it wasn't like it was a blowout and they're like, oh, we weren't going to get this game anyway.
I think that they definitely thought they had that game.
Yeah. All the Alien commercials? No. I noticed there was one. I noticed one Alien commercial, but that was the
movie. There was a movie, right? That had a lot of alien stuff in it.
There was a movie. There was a trailer with alien stuff in it, but there was a commercial, and I think it was Uber. The commercial where you forget something.
Oh yeah.
To order. But that's the only Alien commercial I saw, Jamie.
That was actually a funny one. I liked that one.
Yeah, it was. But I'd seen that one too. Like they leaked the good commercials before the Super Bowl. The
I
Uber
didn't see the
commercial was
Duncan.
leaked.
I didn't see the Duncan ones before that, and I loved it. I love Ben Affleck and you know, and from and Matt Damon from way back. It made me laugh. I liked it a lot.
I am not ashamed to admit that I love Ben Affleck. Love,
Oh yeah, the
love.
robot aliens. That was the apartments.com or something with
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
yes, there you go. Yeah, okay. You're right, Jamie. We're wrong. Sorry.
Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum too.
Yes. Hello, Jurassic Park.
They said today they were showing, like, they had him on the big screen, and the person was talking, was like Jeff Goldblum has never seen himself on the big screen before, because when he saw himself, he was just like so happy. He was so happy that he was on the big screen. He starts doing this and this, and he's like starts dancing. I'm like, it is like he's never seen himself on the big screen before. But Ben Affleck, oh, I love Ben Affleck. I have loved everything Ben Affleck has ever done except the movie he did with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I love Matt Damon too. I think they're fun together. They're fun.
There's a clip that goes around, like the best friend, The Town. Have you seen the movie The Town with Ben Affleck and Archer? Who's the guy from Marvel, that the Archer guy?
Yes, I know. You're yes. I know exactly who you're talking about, but I'm not going to be able to tell you his name.
So in The Town, they're bank robbers.
Ooh,
it's a group of them.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner, thank you. And but Ben Affleck actually falls in love with one of the tellers, and someone messes with her, and he goes to Jeremy Renner and he goes, I need you to come with me. We're going to fuck someone up. I don't need you to ask any questions. And Jeremy Renner goes, whose car are we taking? And I'm like, that is the friend that you want. He's like, yes. I'm there. The Town was excellent. Anyone should see it. Dogman's great too. Dogman was good.
All right, I'm going to have to see The Town. I've never seen it.
Oh my God, you have to see it. He's so good. And Jeremy Renner's good. And I'm not a big Jeremy Renner fan, but Jeremy Renner was his buddy in that, and he's really, really good. All right, we have 3 minutes because we've gone over our 45 minutes. Oh my
we God. Have, but it was a good show. We complained a lot.
And I love Kyle and I love Jamie, and I thank them both for joining in the chat. But he just said hello. But Josh, hi. That you could have said more. Josh, you can say more. We love it when you say more. So one more time before we go, and before we go out with a bang. Underdog fantasy, dude. If it has a dog in it, I don't know why you wouldn't join. Like, dogs are the best. Underdog fantasy is the best because a dog started it.
I mean, look at his little cape. Look how cute.
I know, he has a cape. He's like Super Dog. And Super Dog is allowing you a $100 match if you put, speaking of dogs, hi, Missy. If you put promo GF2 when you join, and you need to join because pretty soon they're going to start doing, best ball, and their best ball is like money. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, you need to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe. They're replaying the Super Bowl game. I didn't just notice that. You hit the subscribe button.
Don't torture yourself like that.
I know. It's just television was on because the dogs. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like, and that would be awesome. We would appreciate it so much, so very much. Kyle, are you doing a show next week? Kyle does his full press, and he was on the fence on whether or not he was going to do it. So Kyle, let me know if your strays is about a dog abandoned by his owner and needs more dogs to plan and find so he can bite his dick off. What?
Whoa.
What? Jamie.
All right, Jamie, we'll get out right on that, buddy.
Exactly. No show for Kyle next week. No show for us next week because we're doing every other week. And plus, my lovely co-host is going out of town, I believe, next week anyway. But this Thursday at 3:00 Mountain Time, we are going to be. It's the day after Valentine's Day. We are going to be mock drafting our favorite or least favorite, in my case, but Shannon and Ralphie will be doing their most favorite Valentine movie or episode on TV, and I am all about it because Oh, it's the one where Will Ferrell and Jimmy Fox are the dogs. Yeah, I've
All
seen
right,
that.
I have
They
heard
had the
of that.
voice.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, but now I'm not going to watch it because that was like the worst promo for a movie ever, Jamie. Like for dogs and Jesus, no, I don't
I
want to
think he
see.
was referring to the friendship of like Matt Damon and Ben. Of like that the dogs would help each other go bite somebody.
I'm like, that's the worst, Jamie.
I
That
get
is-
you. I get it, Jamie. I get it.
Yeah. And you guys need to subscribe to the Going for Two network because it has really, really, really great shows on it. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Whoop, whoop.
2 weeks, yeah. And Courtney, you are a treasure, my friend.
Yeah, it was a blast, Gladys. I'm excited for this future endeavor together.
I know we won't know what we'll talk about until it happens because that's how life is. You don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen until it happens. Right, 49ers? So mad about this game. I can't
Me
even
too.
stand it.
Me too.
I can't
Me too.
stand it. At least
Me
Usher had a
too.
good show. Jamie, Kyle, Josh, thank you guys for joining in the chat. Anyone else that was here watching, thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. We will see you in 2 weeks. I will see you Thursday for a mock draft. If you guys want to mock, let me know. Get in my DMs or you can mock in the chat. I don't care. However you want to join, you do it. Thank you again. We will see you.